Hi guys, today I thought we would be making a Q&A but with a twist, so Bharat and I will answer the same question separately. And as a information, we known each other since we were 19 and we are almost married since 5 years. So I will start with the first question.
Who is financially responsible?
Yeah, okay, you do your part, I don't know.
Who is financially responsible? Of course, me.
Both of us, but in different ways. So I think my husband wants to save on everything. I don't necessarily believe in that. I think saving is really important, and I'm also doing that since the age of 15, and that's how I could buy a house and do so many things. But I also believe in quality rather than spending less. For example, when we went to IKEA, he wanted to buy this table which he had to bring up by hand. He wanted a standing table, but I knew exactly, first of all, this by hand table is not so stable, and then yeah, he would just get tired of it and then he would just sit normally, and the whole point of having a standing table would be lost. So then there was this other table which was more expensive and it was electric, so I told him to go for that. And yeah, we ended up buying that, and I think that was a really good decision. So sometimes I think spending a little bit more is better for a long-term solution.
What is your biggest disagreement in the marriage? Yeah, that I want to go out all the time, Alina doesn't want to go out, and I think that is one of our biggest disagreements. We are living on an island, what are you doing if you're not going out? So that's the entire point.
Financial decisions, and I think he many times wants everything right away, and I would rather do it with a strategy. And for example, we want to build some more huts, and I would rather wait longer so we can do it the proper way. So again, I would rather go for quality and he would rather have everything fast. I think also some cultural differences are always there, and in general I'm more of a I wouldn't say tough, but a little bit harder person, and he's more on the sensitive side, so that is also always causing disagreement.
What do you fight the most about? That I get angry sometimes. Yeah, I just have to have some kind of reactions to some things, and then, but of course I'm working on it.
What do you fight most about? So one thing which really disturbs me is that he really needs a long time to get ready, and I would be ready, dressed, and women usually need more time, makeup and all these things. I would be done, but he would last minute want to go to the toilet, put another shirt on or something like that, and that always causes delays and of course fights. I don't know, I grew up that you in the morning, for example, when you have a meeting, then you think about the partner, that you want to let him sleep or something, and he would just leave the door open, start his meeting or session, and then I would be ripped out of my sleep, and I'm really not a morning person, so that really bothers me sometimes. Yeah, just small fights like that, but nothing really serious.
What was the happiest moment in the marriage? Happiest moment in the marriage? It's kind of difficult to say, because there were a lot of significant moments where we feel yeah, this kind of defines it, or was a big thing for us. But I don't know, when I still think about it, one of the most important things I remember right now is us taking over the house. It made us really happy at the moment, because we were alright, we are going to finally be able to live the kind of life that we are going to live. And also I think the day we got married here, it was nice. It was a nice chilled out time with the family, so that was super nice.
I don't have a special moment. I think there are so many moments which were really happy, and I think in general doing this YouTube thing, or recording a lot of things, because he started YouTube, we started also recording a lot of our personal life, even though maybe we didn't put it up on YouTube. but then we have all these clips, and then looking back on them, and then, for example, there was this one video where we only had like €2 left for a whole week, and then yeah, these type of things, like just to see how far we have come. And yeah, I mean, that sounds stupid, but for me, the whole, if you think about it, like, I think my marriage is like pretty happy. Of course we fight, and I would even say that we are like a little bit of an explosive couple. Like, we will fight a lot, and then next moment we will laugh. But other than that, I would say that like we are really happy in general, especially right now with our living situation.
Who is more irresponsible? I think like irresponsible, I don't know, like of course not me.
Who's more irresponsible? I would say he. He wouldn't care much about things, or he would say, yeah, it's fine, don't worry, and things like that. And I think that also has something to do with the German culture. I will think about everything and a lot, and like stress myself about things, and he's like more chilled out and sometimes like a little bit careless.
So who likes to take more risk? I think Alina. Yeah. Like many of the ideas which I was like very skeptical about previously, she was like, you know, like, doesn't matter, let's just do it. Buying the camera, this one, and this is Alina's, well, mine. But at that time we had no money at all, and I was earning what, €400 or something. Alina was earning €700. Alina shifted the job. She started working in the Indian consulate in Hamburg. And then she said, all right, you know, like, it is the time that we can invest in professional things. So she definitely gives the support when you have an idea. But I'm the person like who has an idea, who like starts working on it.
I think definitely me, because even this whole house idea and like buying it in Denmark, and that was all my idea. And yeah, but I also think because he was raised and born in India, I think it's yeah, in India it's like there's a system, and it's very normal to like go to university and study and like basically go the same path like everybody else, and it's not so normal to like go a different way. So I think that also has something to do with it.
Who said I love you first? Of course me. Like, what kind of question?
Who said I love you first? Somehow it's always like the man, I don't know why, like in most cases. So yeah, it was him.
What was the biggest cultural difference? Yeah, the biggest cultural difference is staying with the family, right? I think that is like, yeah, that is something that Alina doesn't understand. And for me, it is like when you get older, like when your parents get older, you have to take care of your parents, like no question whatsoever. But of course, in the Western culture, like things are a lot different. And this is something like I yeah, do not really agree with. And then like this thing of being really direct is something that I also don't understand. Like, I find it like rather impolite, but I think like for them, like, it's completely normal in Alina's culture. So again, like, these I think are the two things.
What was the biggest cultural difference? So I think many of you don't know that, but I used to work for the Indian consulate for 3 years. And before I started working there, I didn't understand the Indian culture at all. And I used to get upset about so many things, like when we were back dating and we used to meet some like family friends, they always used to call me like his friend or something like that, like, and I used to get so angry, and I didn't understand why wouldn't they call me his girlfriend or his fiance when I traveled so far to meet him, and like to just meet his friend circle or his family and friends and all. And I used to get super angry. We used to fight so much about it because I just didn't understand, and I also like didn't wanted to understand that. But then when I started working in the consulate, like many things became really clear to me, and I really understood the Indian culture, and I think that was also very important for our marriage. So I think many Indo like foreign couples, just important to understand each other's culture, and I think that will help a lot with the marriage or relationship. And yeah, so I didn't really say biggest cultural difference, but I think Indians are more easygoing than Germans. Germans are very strict, and since I have been raised in Germany, I also like, so my family is originally from Russia, but since I'm like 6 months old, I'm living in Germany, and I was also raised in Germany. So of course I have become very much Germanized, and I think yeah, Germans are a little bit, yeah, not so easygoing.
What do you think? How many kids your partner wants and when? So Alina says she wants to have. She said all the time she wants to have 5 children, and when she's 30. Well, she says now when she's 30, but you never know.
What do you think? How many kids your partner wants, and yeah, I think he wants like, either he wants no kids, or he wants, I think, at least 2. So he always says that he thinks that like a child should have a sibling, because with me, I didn't have siblings till the age of 20, which is insane. So my mother had me extremely young with 16, and then my siblings she had like later on, like with 35, and then the other one with 40. So it's this huge age gap, and of course it's not the same type of relationship which you usually have with a sibling. So he always says that okay, there should be at least 2, or either sometimes he doesn't want any kids. And about the age, I think we both have agreed to that we don't want kids at least till the age of 30, but of course it can always happen, and yeah, then it would be like that, and we would also like be happy then. But yeah.
Who would rather survive in the wilderness? Definitely me. My Indian genetics and my Indian immunity is going to save me from a lot of bacteria or something like that. We have just eaten so much street food, so I think that is like, yeah, no wonder, you know, me.
If I have to answer honestly, I think he would survive rather than me, because I'm getting better since I'm living in the countryside about bugs and spiders and all. I can like see them. Earlier I was so scared, and now I'm even like removing them by myself because it's just so much on the countryside. But yeah, I'm still kind of like, I'm extremely easily scared. Like if I would be cleaning and maybe listening to music or something, and all of a sudden he would stand behind me, I'm just getting like extremely scared. And it's not the normal type of getting scared, like I'm really extreme. And so I don't think I could manage so much. But I'm also, like I mentioned before, I'm like braver, and like I take more risks, so maybe it could be also me. So yeah, but I would go with he could survive rather.
How would you describe your relationship in 3 words? Huh? Oh, what is this? So maybe like 3 specific adjectives. Relationship, okay. So partnership, teamwork, and ambition. Exactly. Yeah. Or let's cut the partnership out. Like ambition, teamwork, and hard work. Yeah, that's pretty true. And also, like, we can be cheapskates when we want. So when we have to save a lot of money, we can save it like massively. No questions about it.
How would you describe your relationship in 3 words? That's I think a difficult question. I think I would say explosive, because through the whole marriage, like even our like love story, there, like from my side, the feelings didn't come so early on. But then one day, all of the sudden, it was like really like an explosion. Like all of the sudden I had all these feelings for him, and yeah. And in general, even when we fight, we fight, and then next moment we laugh, and yeah, explosive would be one word. And then yeah, we laugh a lot together too, so I would say funny also. And like really accepting, because not accepting, like rather agreeing. I know these are not like normal words, but I think these fits the most to describe. Like we really came to an agreeing with like all the things, with like career, money and kids and all. We just agree on each term, and like it is not that somebody said, yeah, we should have kids early and we should have kids late. It was like a mutual agreeing. So yeah, these are the 3 words.
How did your relationship change after moving in together? Yeah, we are a lot more understanding. Like I think we can communicate on a lot of things together very nicely. Like previously it was just like useless fight, and I tell this all the time to everybody, like anybody who is in a long distance relationship right now, don't worry if you're having fights right now, you know. It's just the part of the entire situation you're in, because you're not able to communicate with the other person properly. You cannot see them, you cannot hug them, you cannot kiss them, you cannot have any kind of contact with them other than just the phone, right? Or so like that's what I understand from moving together. Of course, like if there's 2 people, of course if there are 2 people who are like just living in the same city, for them it could be something different. But yes, moving in together, yeah, when you start sharing the toilets together, the bathrooms together, I think that kind of like just bonds you better.
So I think in the starting it was extremely difficult, and yeah, it was really difficult to live together, to all of the sudden have the same household. I didn't used to like that he doesn't clean and cook. But then after some time we have just like come to an agreement that like he really wants to focus on his like career at the moment, and I want to support him with that. So I do most of the household, and maybe I did a job, so I was earning and he was doing his masters and also like focusing on his like YouTube career, and then later on his academy. So yeah, again we have come to an agreement, and I'm absolutely happy with it, because I know a lot of women, like in the Western world, it's not so normal that only the woman takes care of the household. But like I said, we have come to an agreement, and I'm absolutely fine with it. Yeah, but in the starting I wasn't, and there was a lot of fights, and yeah, in general, like I said, the cultural differences. At that time I haven't started in the consulate, so again I couldn't understand the Indian culture at all, and also like maybe I didn't want to understand it. I was like, I grew up here, this is my home country, and like things like that. But then through the consulate, yeah, everything changed financially for us and so many other things.
Who is more jealous? Alina, for sure.
Who's more jealous? I think me, like I'm a Scorpion, like horoscope, and yeah, I think we are naturally like very jealous people, but not like, I'm not jealous like of women or something like that. I'm just like, yeah, I just know that if something would ever happen, like I couldn't forgive that. And like I'm also like a person who thinks like that I want to prevent things as much as I can. That's why I also have this strong belief that before having children or before doing anything like big together, you have to spend time together, really get to know each other, really have quality time together, and only then like start a family or something like that. So I think it's me, but like if he gets jealous, then it's like extremely. And it's also like sometimes that if he's doing something, it's fine, but if I do it, it's like an absolute no-go. Yeah, so
how do you see your life in 10 years? So how do I see my life in 10 years? Okay, I want to have a fancy boat, and I want to take Alina around, maybe at least on the Scandinavian like country trip, and have a few more like house projects, like investing more in the real estate. Kids, I still cannot see in the next 10 years. I don't know, like maybe the kind of experiences I've had with kids, I just don't like it. I find children like really annoying. So yeah, like no desire there whatsoever. But like I've also like heard from people that you find generally your own children a lot nicer than everybody else's children. So I'll be open to that. What else? A lot more India tours. Maybe working with more like maybe German government bodies and stuff. And Alina and I, that we are like still able to like take out some time and just like travel a bit more, because right now it's so difficult because of the entire house project and the guests that we have to take care of and all sorts of stuff. Now that we are able to hire a full-time employee and everything goes nicely, I think this is something that I would really want. Or in 10 years actually, why not a office in Munich right over the river Isar? That would be so fancy. Yeah, so a few different things, but I think like Alina will definitely have a better answer to it.
I see my life, so actually I'm working a lot towards like, I don't have this mindset of I'm living right now and every day could be my last and things like that. I don't think like that. I think that I should already plan for the future, and that also gives me mental peace inside. So what I see, so we have a huge property. On the other side of the property we want to make a sort of like a camping site, but like a really nice one. I see that in the future. And then of course we are thinking of maybe starting a family, but that is still like far, like at least 5 years away. So that could be maybe something. And then I would love to travel a lot, but I think I have come to a place right now where I think it's like the best place ever where I could live. So I don't feel that extreme need anymore to travel like I was feeling back in Hamburg, Germany. So yeah, I don't have, I'm so happy with my life that I can even see this type of life like in 10 years. So I just want to like I started my marriage planning business and I'm doing this Airbnb stuff, and these are like really like lucrative things for me. And of course maybe in the future I'm hoping to do also other things. So yeah, that's that professionally. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
So thanks a lot for watching this video. This was a new format. Alina just told me like sit on the bed and like go through these questions, so that's what I did. I hope yeah, I hope Alina's answers were better than mine. Again, thanks a lot.